you both might have a different viewpoint. Our job is going to be to bring you both in a way together to make the best investment decision.
You know, sometimes the time is right when the time is right. He is somebody I met in 2017. He always wanted to start with an investment in the Dubai market. And 2024 is what it was for him. He, along with another friend of his, wanted to really take a look at the Dubai market again and really start investing. So what we ended up doing is have them sign up on the Dubai Wealth Builder program. And it's a little bit of a challenge trying to get two friends who might think alike, can also think differently sometimes. Him and both of his friends were then escorted along into a strategy session. We then went on to help them virtually select properties, qualify based on the criteria that we established. One of them then visited Dubai. We went physically to see the properties, the different showrooms, and get a feel of the areas and the locations so that we could then make better decisions. The process took about maybe a month to 2 months, but the good thing is they win by getting the best property. Dubai wins by getting a great customer, great client. We win because we get to service them, and the real estate market in Dubai wins overall.
Five. Now I get it. Four. Oh, mashallah. Allahu Akbar. 3, 2, 1. Move it a little bit. I can hear myself, and I hope people who are watching can also hear me. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hey guys, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Check this out. I'll tell you what's going on. We were slated to start at 9:30, but then we got a little bit delayed because I was a little bit late. Also, I think we had like aliens reaching out to us, okay? They wanted to buy some real estate. They were reaching out to us. They were asking us stuff, right? Okay, guys, bismillah. I'm going to give you a very good one today. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay, this is going to be super good. So everybody who's watching, stick around. It's Hassan al-Kareem. Everybody on YouTube, bismillah. Thanks for being around. I really appreciate it. But today it's going to be an interesting topic. Why? And I hope that we can record this and release this even later. And it's going to be super cool. I'll tell you guys why. Oh, by the way, guys, as if you're an investor in Dubai or a real estate agent and you want help in person, live with me on the phone right now, there are people, sometimes they reach out to me and they're like, hey, can we take some help from you? I always tell them, look, show up on the live, call me live, I will answer you live. I'll help you live. And why I do that is because it helps other people as well, right? You might have a situation, you might have a question that's really burning and you really want an answer to it, but maybe there's others who have the same question and then they can benefit from it as well. We're going to talk about generating wealth, real wealth, money, and there's going to be an amazing 3 takeaways from this, okay? 3 takeaways, okay? And I want to give you a little bit of a story around how a lot of people have generally generated a lot of wealth. And I want you to engage with me in the comment section and let me know if you relate to that, if you understand that, or if you disagree with me, okay? I want to look, we're sitting in Dubai. We generally talk about Dubai real estate. So let's take Dubai's example, okay? So let's say you're a regular Joe investor and you're looking to start investing in Dubai real estate or any real estate for that matter. Something that I would like you to consider is understand the situation of Dubai. Fayakhri, Assalamu alaikum, Jummah Mubarak. Instagram's getting stuck here, guys, by the way. Okay. Yeah, Instagram's stuck. I don't know what's going on. Are we live on Instagram? Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, there's something here, maybe. Okay, now I'm back. I'm back on Instagram. It's just a little laggy. It's a little slow. Okay? We're all right. We're okay. فياخري فاي اخري FY اخري, and it's إحسان الكريم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, guys, listen. Let's go to the basics, okay? Now, acha, I'm going to explain something about generating wealth. And then I want you to go all the way to the back to like 50 years ago, okay? Understand what Dubai has done. Dubai started with with amazing leadership and a vision, right? And they started with putting in the blocks, the bricks, one by one, to create an amazing city which provides a lot of value to people who either want to come here to invest, to live here, work here, come as tourists, enjoy the weather, so on and so forth, right? So Dubai put all of this effort, the rulers of the UAE and then Dubai put all of this effort together to help facilitate, support, contribute towards making Dubai this valuable city that it is today, okay? Right? Very, very valuable, right? Welcome, Jalal, Abhishek. Welcome, guys. So what has Dubai done? Dubai has done that, right? So Dubai has contributed first to generate a lot of value, and they took a lot of risk. Some of you don't know the story, but when Jebel Ali Port was being built, a lot of people actually were naysayers. They said, hey, I don't know, will this big port do very well? And there are case studies on that, right? And then Jebel Ali Port, I think it's one of the busiest ports in the world. Then there was a situation where the World Trade Center residences, not the World Trade Center residences, but the World Trade Center was being built. For the longest time, it was the tallest building in the Middle East. But when it was being built, a lot of people questioned whether it would be utilized properly or not. But, you know, that set Dubai on its path to the development that we see today, okay? A lot of you sometimes tend to think that it's only the last 20 years. I was born and raised in Dubai, so I've seen the development throughout the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010 to where we are right now. But what Dubai did is it contributed a lot of effort to provide a lot of value to a lot of people. So remember this, guys. If you're trying to generate wealth, you're going to end up needing to provide a lot of value to a lot of people. Right? Now, I've got a question for you guys. Do you think that Dubai, as a great city as it is today, provides a lot of value to a lot of people? I'd love for you to just give me like a thumbs up or a 3-finger thingy like that. That's what it is. Or a yes or a heart, right? So if you agree with me, then say yes, because I want to take you down the path of you also generating wealth, whether through real estate or business, okay? So I'd love for you to actually do that. Now, think about it. Thank you very much. Thanks for the thumbs up, Ihsan. Dubai generated value. Now, 25 years ago, if you look at where we are right now, downtown, Business Bay, a lot of Sheikh Zayed Road, Dubai Marina, Palm Jumeirah, the Greens, all of this was pretty empty. It was all desert land. So one of the top developers, you know, who built downtown Burj Khalifa, they stepped up to take the risk to develop this, right? I don't know how many billions were spent on building Burj Khalifa, but you may or may not know it's an iconic tower where the whole world comes to see and watch the fireworks and even otherwise to visit it. It's amazing. It's beautiful, but it's a very risky thing to do. It's this huge tower that from a financial perspective is very challenging to build, right? And then to make it work in terms of revenue and so on and so forth. But that company did that. And then it provides tons of value to everybody around. And it's done that over a period of time, right? Burj Khalifa was announced, I think, about 2005, 2004, was completed in 2010. 4th January 2010 is when it was unveiled as Burj Khalifa. It used to be known as Burj Dubai before. My point is, and then from there onwards, almost 15 years later or 14 years later, Burj Khalifa is this one iconic landmark around the world. I don't think that you can go anywhere in the developed or developing world, as long as people have access to the internet, that they don't know what this building is or what the building name is or where it is. So not only has over time it has promoted itself, but it also puts Dubai on the map. But who did that? The developer in the early days invested. They put time, they put effort. And guess what? Dubai and these developers went through amazing crises as well in terms of the global financial crisis. Not like a crisis made because of themselves. No, I'm talking about outside crisis, right? So I was in the real estate market at that time. Hi, amazing Kamina. Hi. Dubai experienced, like globally, the whole globe experienced the global financial crisis. Dubai also experienced it. Dubai weathered the storm, came out really, really well. The global pandemic, the weird pandemic happened, right? It wasn't just one time. The global weird pandemic happened. What happened after that? What happened after that? Dubai bounced back very fast, right? So it's not like they built the Burj Khalifa and they said, okay, the world has to come to us and enjoy this. No. They built the Burj Khalifa, then they build around it. Chakrabarti, you're welcome for the live session. If you got questions, please, you can call the number and actually get in touch with us and we can actually speak live. I can answer your questions live. It'll be my pleasure, guys. All right. Instagram is lagging, by the way, just FYI. Only on my phone, I think, maybe. All right, never mind. The video is not playing well. Cool. No worries. I hope you guys on Instagram can actually see it. So Dubai builds this great city. Then the developers that took that first chance to propel and to contribute to the vision of Dubai took the big risks, right? So, and it happened over time. You've got to understand, downtown is what it is today, downtown, all over 20 years. If you go to Palm Jumeirah and you love the views, you love the villas, you love the entertainment, you love the malls, you like to go there, you like to relax, know that it has happened over 20 years. 20 years is 2 decades. If you really think about it, it's a long time. So one takeaway to generating wealth is adding value to a large number of people. Number 2 is to give it time. To give it time. And number 3 is to persist. Now I'm going to come to you. If you're coming into the Dubai market, and this is for the agents who are working with investors, and it's for investors who are working with agents as well. If you're coming in the Dubai market and you're looking to actually invest in this one apartment, let's say in downtown, please, you've got to understand how much risk are you taking to invest in downtown after Dubai and the top developers have built billions of dollars of so Dubai's already built this great city where a lot of people in the world want to come to travel to for tourism, so on and so forth, and they want to live here, number 1. So Dubai's already built that. You didn't contribute to that, right? Unless you did. So then the top developers already build downtown. So now when you come to buy this one apartment, you've got to understand how much money are you contributing, how much risk are you taking on. And if you're not taking that much risk and you're not contributing that much money, then you can't be thinking that you're going to become billionaires overnight with a few apartments. Or you can't be thinking that you're going to make 50, 60, 70, 80% returns. Some cases, yes, you'll end up doing it. But let's set your expectations and sights correctly. How much value are you adding to the environment? Now, the whole thing flips. If it was 2020 and you'd gone into downtown to buy apartments, guess what? You're taking a heavy risk because the world didn't know about a vaccination, I think, until August or something. We didn't know if the vaccination would get rolled out correctly to the rest of the world, so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, what we didn't know created a lot of uncertainty. So if you took a risk at that time, yes, you would have maybe probably doubled your investment just in 4 years. But going in now, when things are all rosy, guess what? You're not adding that much value. And so what you've got to do is persist. You've got to persist. You buy one, you buy another. You buy another, you buy a third. You buy a third, you buy a fourth. That's what you've got to do to continue down the path, okay? So the 3 takeaways, guys, is number 1, you've got to add value to a lot of people if you want to really generate a lot of wealth. So number 2 is you've got to, and there's a lesson for myself as well, you've got to allow things to grow over time. And number 3 is you've got to persist, okay? I've got some questions coming here. Chakraborty Abhishek asks, is investing in South Dubai a good plan? Yes, it can be a good plan. generally speaking, look, Dubai is investing in the airport over there. The place is becoming more and more like if 4 years ago it felt like we were traveling very far, now it doesn't feel like we're traveling very far. So it's becoming more it will end up becoming more residential, maybe an outskirt, maybe a true central part of the city. You've just got to have a long-term plan over there, okay? Oh, yes, thank you. Very good question. This was something that I wanted to make, right? What made Hassan Al Karim asks, what made, and guys, welcome everybody. If you got live questions, you can always ask me. Welcome Amreen, Jalal, Abi, Fiakri, Chakraborty. Guys, listen, this is something very interesting. So Hassan, you asked me a question, right? What made investors confident to invest in Burj Khalifa and the other early projects in Dubai when in the early 2000s, there wasn't nothing provided in value compared to what is being offered today? That's an amazing thing. But now you've got to understand this. Those investors, firstly, who invested at that time, what was the risk scenario? Risk was high because everything was not developed, right? So the risk was high, which means what? They benefited a lot. Do you understand? So the person who takes more risk adds more value to the equation. Now, you can say, hey, take a calculated risk, don't go all out. That's fine. All of that is fine. But the person who takes more risk gets the higher reward. So they did that. But at the same time, you've got to understand, Dubai, even in the 2000s, wasn't an empty city. Yes, a lot of the places that you see today, the Greens, downtown, Business Bay, a lot of it was not developed. A lot of it was desert. But what you've got to understand is there were people who were living in the city. There were people who related Dubai to other great cities in the world, such as, I don't know, London or Hong Kong or New York. And they felt like Dubai had that energy and it'll probably grow. So they had it in them because of their exposure internationally to take that risk. Here's the second part. Taking the risk. Taking a risk is a pretty important thing for somebody to do. Why? It's just that some people are predisposed to it, okay? What can I tell you? Like, some people, change is very, very daunting. It's uncertain. It's ambiguous. It's difficult. It's challenging. They don't want change at all. It's something that they don't want. So forget about taking risk. They can't even fathom accepting any kind of change. That's number one. Like, they're comfortable where they are. They are fearful. They don't have courage. Bless them, right? I'm not putting anybody down. It's just the way some people might be. And they don't want to take a step out and take some risk. Whereas other people are just naturally predisposed to taking risks, overcoming fear. They understand what's on the other side of fear. What's on the other side of fear, guys? Happiness. Nothing. You said nothing? There's nothing, right? Yeah, it could be exciting, could be happiness, but really, it's the same thing. There's nothing. The other side of fear is nothing. So some people took that risk earlier on. Okay, so Hassan shares, yep, higher risk, higher reward. Mother of a friend of mine was in banking in the early 2000s and back into, she picked up 10 units in the Meadows at 400,000 each with the bank. Today, she's retired. There you go, right? Like, but you got to understand, in the early 2000s and 2004 as well, to pick up 10 units in the Meadows, like, who understood, like, what that place will become? A lot of people didn't understand it. Right? Today, if you look at the Meadows, it's an amazing place. People love to live there. It's super cool. It's amazing. Like, a lot of people love being there, right? But you're absolutely spot on. People who took that risk earlier on, like, to buy 10 units, like, you know, probably a lot of the people around her said, don't invest in 10 units. Take 1, take 4, take 5. But she ended up taking 10. So, guys, the 3 takeaways is, honestly speaking, give value, give it time, give value to the largest number of people, give it time, and then last but not the least, persist. What if we take a risk and it turns out that the risk actually happens? Is it possible that we can divert the impact of the risk as a plan B? Yes. So first of all, if you okay, let me explain this in another way. Okay, a lot of people come to Dubai looking for a job, correct? And they're coming from neighboring countries. If they end up not getting a job in Dubai, what's the worst that's going to happen? They'll end up going back to their home country, whichever country you're coming from, the West, the East, the Middle East, Africa. I don't want to name any country because today people from all over the world are coming to Dubai looking for a job, or they have a job, so on and so forth. But moving to Dubai has some risk, right? Because you're uprooting your family or your own life. You're spending some money on an air ticket. You're going to come here. You're going to come into a new city. The city is very nice, but still, there's some risk, right? But God forbid somebody ended up not finding a job here, employment here, not liking it here, wanted to do something else. What's the worst that's going to happen? You end up going to go back home, and then you'll start from scratch again, right? So when you go back home, the job that you left, your boss is going to be like, he's back. You want a job now, yeah? Okay, mashallah. Well, you know your old position was already filled. Okay, no problem. And all your friends, they've been promoted 2 times. Okay, no problem. I can give you your old position back at 25% less salary. Now, you might take it. You say, okay, fine. Or you might look for another job. The world didn't end though, right? Right? So if you invest in real estate and there was some risk and it ended up happening that risk imploded or exploded, what's the worst that's going to happen? Just rebuild again. But now, there's something you need to do, Fayakhri. When you're investing in real estate in Dubai, you don't go all out with your risk portfolio. Like, it depends. What's your risk profile? If you're at 65, 70, it's kind of been challenging to start again, right? Same story applies. You're not going to move to Dubai at 60. You might. Some people do. But it's challenging, right? So you wouldn't do that. You'll probably stay in your country, right? So if you invest in Dubai real estate or any real estate, you're not going to take extraordinary risk. Like, look, the higher the risk, the higher the reward will be. But you try to mitigate and take less risk, okay? Maybe you will say, I won't invest in off-plan. Maybe you'll say, I'll only invest in an environment or a place which is already ready, so you can even liquidate if you need to liquidate. So first of all, your risk profile needs to be comfortable, and then you will not invest in something that is too risky for you depending on your risk profile. If you're young, 25, 35, 40, and you've got a great job, or you've got great confidence in, always bouncing back from wherever you go, then, you take a little bit more risk, right? So is it possible that we can divert the impact of the risk as a plan B? Yeah, like you can always have a plan B, which is like real estate doesn't tend to go to zero, right? So guys, a lot of people have invested in equities, crypto, and so on and so forth. We do know that you do know that. I don't need to name any names, but stocks can go down to zero completely, right? Crypto, not to pick on any kind of currency, I'm just like crypto, like it's currency at the end of the day. It could go down to zero for XYZ reason. And it has happened. We've seen it. Real estate, generally speaking, doesn't go to zero because you can almost always rent it at some price, or you can almost always sell it at some price. Would you sell at the moment units in Imar Beachfront or wait for 2027 when the area is completely developed? Many thanks for your great work. Jalal, Assalamu alaikum, Asumi. Yeah, I personally speaking, I would hold my units, and it depends, right? Because again, what's your thinking with regards to the portfolio? Like think about it. Actually, I'm going to be making this model, Abhijit. It's for people, because at the end of the day, you've invested to make some money, right? So you're probably interested in making more money. So let me answer this in this way. I'm going to create a model, inshallah, which shows selling your ready property. And then if you can invest maybe in off plan, will it be good and great, right? Okay. keeping in mind that, let's say, talk about Emaar Beachfront, it's a waterfront property. It's on an island that's $4 billion or dirhams to create. Like, the whole place looks amazing. Like, think about it. That entire infrastructure doesn't get built overnight. It takes a lot of commitment, environmental studies, approvals to do that, right? So which other island is like that going to be built in Dubai? It's pretty much irreplaceable. It's very challenging, right? And we really think about it. Emaar Beachfront is amazing. It's got no traffic congestions and so on and so forth. And I don't think it'll end up having traffic congestion. I think it'll be very good compared to other areas which are also beachfront areas but have traffic problems. Now, the question is, should you sell or not? The reality is, where are you with your mindset of your portfolio? I've got people who come to me and say, look, we've got to build a great portfolio, a big portfolio that's 7, 8, 20, 100 apartments. We're not sellers. We just don't want to sell. We just want our rental income and we want to enjoy our rental income. That's it. So the reality is, why do you want to sell a great apartment in Emaar Beachfront, great infrastructure, unless you've got other plans to do something with that money? I don't know, invest it in crypto, run a business, buy a Lamborghini, enjoy life. So your strategy has to lead your decision making. I do sound like a tape record, right? When I say everybody's strategy is different, and because if I told you sell it, I'm telling you what I think. If I'm telling you hold it, I'm telling you what I think. But what's right for me might not be right for you, right? This is really, I'm starting to feel dumb saying this answer to people. You know why? I feel people want the silver bullet. They want an answer, but I can't give you an answer without me knowing your situation. Like, it's kind of like you go to the doctor and you say, like, the person says, like, his or her hair is falling, right? And then the doctor they say, just give me one magic bullet, and the doctor says, here, take this, eat this, your hair will be back. And I think a doctor should ask, like, okay, what's going on? Like, do you have a family history? Do you not put oil in your hair? Are you very aggressive with your hair? Do you not wash it? Maybe you've, XYZ reasons, right? And then prescribe the right solution, right? The team here is waving yes. Okay, they agree, but I don't know if you guys agree. Working in off-plan, how can I stay up to date with all the upcoming projects and have a great portfolio? Because I'm finding it a challenge staying in speed. Okay. Hassan Al-Kareem, the way you stay, first of all, nobody in Dubai right now is in touch and completely up to date with all the projects. Why? There might be about anywhere between 100, okay, let's say 50 to 200 off-plan projects in Dubai. I'm saying 50 at a very low conservative number, 200 at a very high number. Who, except the computer, is going to know about 200 projects? Very few people. Like, I can say I'm somebody who knows most of the projects in Dubai, but if you really put me to the test, some of these I'll be like, but just to let you know, like, the reason me or somebody else as experienced as me would know a lot of the projects is the moment we hear something, we can fill in the blanks very quickly ourselves. Okay, so for example, I'll tell you, like, if you announce me a project that's being run by a development team, then I'll pretty much know that it's probably in one of the outskirts area, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so the way you do this, the way you get to know this, is you make it a point to visit 2 or 3 developers every week. Now, it kind of becomes a little bit redundant because you can't work across 200 developers, right? But what you do is every week you visit 2 of your developers that you focused on, you work on, you've already sold one. Add 1 more, or maybe 2 more. Guys, there's 7 days in a week, so you can actually visit more of the other developers. A lot of these developers in off-plan are looking for agents to visit them. A lot of their sales staff are just happy to do, what do you call these? Happy to do presentations because it helps them fulfill their quota for the day of meetings. And then it allows them to, show to their boss and sales manager, hey, I met an agent. I explained to him the project. And then sometimes you might even get a deal out of it because you know about something at a certain price point, at a certain quality point, and somebody comes across and says, hey, I'm looking for this, because there's 200 projects across, 50 to 200 projects across Dubai. Nobody really knows all of them, right? It's very challenging. So do this as a simple solution is every week you visit 2 of the developers that you are actively working on and selling, and then add 2, I would say even 3 or 4 of the newer developers. And then how long is it going to take? Let's look at this, right? If there's 100 new developers, divide by 3, it'll take you 33 weeks, which is a lot, okay? It'll take you 8 months, okay? But if you visited, let's say 100 new developers, divide by, and you did this five times a week. That's 20 weeks, divide by 4. Oh, in 5 months, you will be caught up, okay? And the other reason, if you're feeling overwhelmed, the other reason is, to be honest with you, is because you might be a little bit new, perhaps. Maybe less than 2 years of experience. Don't worry, you'll catch up and you'll do very well. Guys, thank you very much, everybody who joined today on this live, asked questions, sent questions. I really appreciate it. If you haven't, then please do ask questions in the content or the comment section. Jazakallah khair, sir, for the youth who have to go back to work hours. Good afternoon from Indonesia. Walaikum assalam. Thank you very much for joining on from Indonesia. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Goodbye.